Hello there, people in the internet, and hello again, I'm TheMBmulti, and welcome back to my Let's Play Dwarf Fortress, part... yeah, part something. Isn't this like 72 or something along those lines? In the previous episodes, we were trading with the elves. We figured out how to stop the bridge from collapsing, I believe. Oh yeah, and we saved right before when a titan was going to attack. Because I did some stuff before and it turned out to be a fire titan and it burned down my entire forest, which is something I didn't really like, so I decided to start all over again. So that also you guys could see what I was doing. Right, so hopefully it won't be a fire-based titan this time. Also, this part of the tower is almost done. Also, after this we need another one, but we could make that out of wood if we want to. Alright, so build construction wall. We need wall there. Schist, because we're making this entire thing out of schist. There. There. In the meantime, we're still cutting down all the trees to give us access to clear out the area. I mean, for my final defensive thing. Thingamajiggy. Right, so how about we move a squad over here just to begin with, because that titan could arrive any minute now. Right, let's move Blades of Greatness there, and just to make sure that they survive, we will use Risen's Guards as well, and also position them right there. Wow, there we go, the Plains Titan has arrived. Oh my god, it is composed of fucking fire again. I hate fire titans. They really suck. Because their fire is just... And look at them, look at that. That's a huge trail of fire it's going to leave behind him. And the fire doesn't stop. It's not like Minecraft where... it only one tree burns down and then it stops there. No, all the grass will catch fire, all the bushes will catch fire. Basically, the entire map will go up in flames right now. I can guarantee you. There's nothing that's going to be... yeah, of course, all my structures, my stone buildings. But it will probably go over here, go onto the stockpile. It will burn everything down there. And also my trade caravan is still there. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out... and we'll be back. I'm gonna quit the game without saving and hope that the Titan next time won't be fire. And first of all, I'll also move the squads right in front of him so that if it's fire again, we can kill him immediately. Hopefully. But fire doesn't really mean that it's easy to kill either. It could still just destroy even my very experienced squad just because of the fire. And that's why I really hate fire titans. But anyway, yeah, I'll see you guys in a second because I'm going to cut the game here. Alright, so the second try, this is just before the last time I cut out. It is 15 times better because we got a sand titan now. A great hairy ribbon worm. It has thin wings, stretched skin, and it has an austere or something look about it. Its taupe hair is short and even, beware its poisonous bite. So we got a poisonous titan here, and as you can see, there it is, right there. So, squads, B, I want you guys to kill. Where the hell is my cursor? Oh, there it is. Kill him. And I also want you guys to kill him. Go! Right, so I'm gonna follow him, see where he's going. Charge, soldiers, charge! There we go. And that was the Titan. Just like that. Thank you, soldiers. That's why, that is why you create a I don't know in which episode I created the first military squads, but that is why you create them really early on, because they have spent like fucking 8 years or something training, and they're so incredibly experienced, and they can just defeat a legendary Titan just like that, as you saw. Right, so we're gonna see who killed the Titan. It looks like as this video was sparring, yeah. Fighting. Timothy Spears is fighting. Sword Masters hunting. I can't even see where the Titan is. Oh, there we go. Sand Titan is fighting. Here we go. It's only one page. That's how fast it was. The Sand Titan misses the Hammerlord. The Hammerlord bashes the Sand Titan in the right wing with his Akonzogov. Apparently that is what he has called his hammer, bruising it. The Sand Titan misses the Hammerlord. The Hammerlord bashes the Sand Titan in the left wing this time with his hammer, bruising it. The Titan misses the Hammerlord. All those dodging demonstrations really coming in handy in all those battles. They just dodge everything that the enemy throws at them. Hammerlord punches the Sand Titan in the body with his right hand, for some reason, bruising the muscle and bruising the heart. That's a powerful punch. Falcon! Punch! Sand Titan misses him twice. Hammerlord bashes the Sand Titan in the body with his hammer, bruising the muscle, bruising the guts. Sand Titan misses him twice. Hammerlord bashes the Sand Titan in the right wing with his hammer, bruising it. Sand Titan misses. Hammerlord bashes the Sand Titan in the body with his hammer, bruising the muscle and bruising the guts. Sand Titan misses. Sand Titan charges the Hammerlord. They collide. Hammerlord is knocked over and tumbles backward. Yes, we saw that. Well, I don't know if you noticed, but he went back a little bit. But after he charges and knocks him over, he still misses him, even though my Hammerlord is on the ground. Hammerlord bashes the Sand Titan in the right wing with his hammer, bruising it. I keep like, oh yeah, that's his hammer, yeah. Sand Titan misses him. Sword Master suddenly comes in and stabs the Sand Titan in the right wing with her silver short sword, tearing it. Sand Titan misses the Sword Master, and then while he's distracted by the Sword Master, the Hammerlord comes in again, and he bashes the Sand Titan in the body with his hammer, bruising the muscle and bruising the brain. What? He bashes him in his body, and that bruises his brain. Okay, don't really know how that one works, but yeah, that's teamwork. The Hammerlord is fighting that Sand Titan all the time, then the Sword Master rushes in and stabs him in his wing. The Sand Titan turns around to attack the Sword Master. The Sword Master dodges away, and while the Titan is distracted by the Sword Master, the Hammerlord stands up, I presume, and he bashes him in his body, and that's apparently where his brain is, because his brain is bruised after he bashes him in his body, and that made the Sand Titan collapse and die. But okay, well, thank you very much, Hammerlord and Swordmaster, who helped him out. So that's his corpse. And there's some clothes of the guys. Right, so that's that problem dealt with. Thank you very much. Right, so now hopefully the Elvin Caravan can leave safely. Some people are visiting. Oh yeah, he imposed has mandated on certain goods. Ghost has been put to rest. Merchants will be leaving soon. That's the message I was looking for. So they can leave safely now because we just destroyed that Titan in a matter of seconds. Right, so let's check what the barony. What is your mandate? This is Amy, right? No, this is Extra Awesome Gaming, who is requiring us to make 3 shields. Well, we can just make some wooden shields. That doesn't really matter. Oh, shit. Wooden shield 3 times. Go. Alright, anything else? Oh yeah, that was you, Extra Awesome Gaming. You just imposed, you put a mandate in there. Okay, good. So we got that covered. We're making those 3 shields for you. I also built construction wall. We want these walls. Schists. Right, so there we are almost out of... We are actually out of, like, wooden space for our stuff. So, after those shields are done, I will just order some barrels and bins to be made. Because we can never have too many barrels and bins. If we can find them. Oh, there's bin, yeah. Bin repeatedly, and then where's barrel? Oh, yeah, V, barrel. Okay, good. So that we can use up a little bit of wood so that they can put that in the stockpile upstairs. Right, so... yeah, our soldiers can just go back, downstairs, can continue their training as usual. What is our miner doing over there? Who is that anyway? This is AK Foxy, yeah, and you are constructing a building. Okay, so I'm guessing you... Oh, you're already done. Fantastic. I'm guessing they're still trying to construct that road, but for some reason that doesn't really work. No, this road has been constructed, look. This one, right here. Rough schist road. This one is actually made. There's a whole bunch of wood that has fallen in the water over there, apparently. Right, remove building there. Just focus on the other roads. That's a bit more important, I guess. Right, also slowly but surely we are going to start unsuspending all these pieces of wall so that they can continue working on that. A lot more people visiting us for our taverns mostly. Alright, so how many visitors and stuff do we have actually? Which are scholars, we actually have an engineer, some sages, scholars, naturalist, scholar, an owl, which oh, it's a wild animal, I was about to say. Oh, that elven diplomat is still here. And a whole bunch of guests, a whole bunch of dancers, poets, dyers, cave spiders. Yeah, this one's still not part of our fortress, but he's in there. Mace dwarf, human swordsman. Listen to somebody. Yeah, you just need to keep them not named because otherwise I'm going to mix them up with the actual people, but they're just mercenaries, which means that they technically could leave at any time. Unless they like it here so much that they want to live here, which has happened a couple times. Oh, a forgotten beast has arrived. All the way over there. Forgotten beast, Setme has come. A towering feathered earthworm, okay? It has wings and it squirms and fidgets. It has fidget spinners, okay, great. We got a forgotten beast with fidget spinners. Its sepia feathers are long and narrow, but where is webs? Okay, so it's all the way down there. It's on the same level as our... It can swim, apparently, so that's never a good sign. Where is it, though? Where is it going, is a better question. I don't really see any way for it to get to us, to be honest. I mean, that's... Oh, no, you can go that way. Okay. Oh, no, he's going up. There he is. It's pretty hard to keep track of where he's going, because of course it is top-down 2D layers and stuff. So he's coming up there and there, so that could actually allow him to get up to my cows. Cow apparently, because we're missing one other one. The merchants have embarked on their journey. So okay, so they haven't left the map just yet. Alright, so this forgotten beast is just nice in there. There they go. There are a whole bunch of mechanisms still over there, which they haven't used. Right, so according to the wiki, once they leave the map, our exported wealth should go up. So we're going to test now to see if the wiki is lying or not. Or maybe that was because... No, maybe that was talking about an older version, I don't know. Because, yeah, it's so annoying because I really want those other nobles. I've never actually had the nobles because I've always had, I didn't know, of course, I always have had exported wealth on none. And the only way you can actually get those bigger nobles is if you have a certain amount of exported wealth and also a certain amount of villagers and stuff, but that doesn't really matter because I can easily get to that. But yeah, I never actually knew that you had to have a certain amount of exported wealth. But yeah, according to the wiki that I read, you need to maximize their profits, as in ask barely anything and give them a shit ton of stuff. And then they have to leave the map safely, and then your exported wealth should go up. That's what the wiki said. So we're going to test now to see if the wiki is correct. Alright, so one has left the map. Another one has left the map. Alright, they've all left the map. And it's still on 0. The wiki has lied to us, ladies and gentlemen. The wiki is a lying son of a bitch. Because my exported wealth, I did exactly what they told me to do. And the exported wealth is still nothing. I'm gonna guess that was for an older version or something, I don't know. It's really frustrating. I just want those I want those bigger nobles. But I can't get them if my exported wealth goes up. But my exported wealth doesn't go up because my exported wealth is fucked. It just doesn't go up whatever I do. Right, so I'm just reading on another wiki thread, maybe that will give me some answers. So here's another guy that has the same problem. I just made a new world, but despite having a broker and a bookkeeper, the bookkeeper does have an office, I don't seem to have any exported wealth. Despite trading well over 50,000 worth of goods to them for the past 3 or 4 times they've come to the fort. I have over 1 million fortress value, but I still can't get any nobles because of this. Do I have to do something else to get this to work? I looked up the noble requirements, and as far as I can tell, I do have all the requirements for my first baron, such as baroness. Well, I already have a baron, so it doesn't really matter, but okay. I don't quite recall how it works, but to get a king, you need to donate lots of stuff, not just trade it. Yes, I know. There's an option on the trade screen to give merchants stuff for free to be passed on to the king. Yeah, I know. Yeah, that is, you can trade, of course, ask stuff, give stuff and ask stuff in return. That is trading, but you can also offer stuff. That's basically, then you give them free stuff. And you have to have a offering of 5,000 dwarf credits, I believe, or something along those lines, or 10,000. And then you get a king. Then you skip all the other things. You skip duke, you count, you skip everything and go straight to a king. Then the dwarves make your fortress a new kingdom. I know, but that is not. But that's donating it, and you don't even need to donate as much as trading. So, what kind of goods have you been sending if they aren't locally made, i.e., they have parentheses around their names? What the hell is parentheses? Then they do not count towards exported wealth. Well, I have made all those mechanisms myself. With rocks, I dug here for myself. So all those products that I sold were locally made. What version are you playing? I'm playing on version 42.05. I think this is also 42.05. I am selling to merchants. All I'm selling to merchants are rock/shell/bone crafts and prepared foods. I know I haven't imported any rocks, shells, or bones. So there's no way I'm exporting stuff I didn't make. I have a tile pack, but no mods. This was fixed in 42.06. Well, I have downloaded a new version, so... I've played a lot of forts where I never offered anything, just traded, and yet I eventually got my own ability. I would also inherit other forts and barons, etc., but those don't count. I think it's because I was giving the traders extreme profit, trading twice as much worth as I received. Is that right? Well, that's what I did too, so I don't know. You might also try digging through the forums around that time period to see what workarounds people came up with. Goblins have no relation to wealth in Vanilla Fortress. Digging designation cancelled. Warm storm. Okay. Oh yeah, I was going to make a adamantine stockpile down here. But of course, now every time the game is going to pause because of the warm stones. Alright, so hang on a minute. Let me just read up on this. Should work just fine in 42.05. Yeah, I can't. Alright, so I can figure out which Dwarf Fortress version this is. But I would have to quit the game for that. The trade value bug prevented human caravans from showing up. You can work around that either by using a hex editor and set the exported value to whatever you like. Or, easier, change the identity _default.txt in the file in the save. Either you need to change progress trigger production 0, entry under human section to progress _trigger _production 1. Or you need to insert the missing tag. I don't remember which case it is. Human caravans only show up if a small amount of trade has been conducted with dwarves or elves. By modifying / inserting the trigger for produced wealth, you cause human caravans to show up regardless of trade. They can show up the first summer if the trigger is set from the start, which is probably the reason for the trigger. The dwarves should be the first ones to arrive. You probably need to use a hex editor to satisfy the monarch appearance check though. I think just the regular nobles don't. Yeah, the regular nobles don't need offers. You only need to offer stuff if you want to become a kingdom, if you want to be the new dwarven capital. Then you need to offer stuff. Because you don't need to ask anything in return. You just have to offer them stuff. Right, so apparently what I could do is change something in the file, or I could like kind of hack my way into exported wealth. Also, yeah, and of course, also according to that post, it was fixed in another version. Well, I thought I had downloaded the latest version, so don't know about that. And what the hell is this? Pause. What the hell is going on? Some migrants have arrived. Right, we got an engraver, we got a blacksmith. Shouldn't be that many. We've already almost reached max population. Alright. Also, really quickly, where is our Forgotten Beast at the moment? Forgotten Beast is still dwelling around in the cave somewhere. Okay, so it's like kind of trying to find its way around. It's a bit annoying that the game automatically pauses every time, but yeah, I can't do anything about that. That's just the save mechanism of the game. Because in other times this is quite nice, because then... Because otherwise the dwarves would just kill themselves by continuing to dig. But in this case it's kind of annoying. But yeah, okay, so according to what I've read from that other post, is that it should be fixed in another version, 42 point 2.02 or something. I have to check which version I'm on. I thought this was the latest version, but I could be wrong. And otherwise I could, according to that, change it in the save file, in the .txt file in the save. There should be a way to set my exported wealth. So. Okay, so of course, once again, I'm gonna have to do some research in order to figure this out. It's really unfortunate that it's so bugged. Well, yeah, you could call this a bug, because I've exported a lot of stuff and I've really maximized that profit in the last time. So, oh, never mind. Look at that. Awesome. Okay. Phew. Don't worry, guys. Nothing to worry about. The wiki didn't lie. I apologize to anyone that I offended that posted in that wiki. I'm sorry. Apparently it just took those elves a little while to get back, and then it counted. Okay, so now we actually have 11,000 exported wealth. Alright, so I'm gonna really quickly check the wiki again to see what the nobles require, because of course the baron requires barely anything, because we had a baron for a very long time, but now we should also get a count or a duke, or both of them, maybe one. Dwarf Fortress. Okay, so it just takes a little while until everything is calculated. Alright, Dwarf Fortress, Baron. So yeah, I was actually on the... I really thought I was on the most recent version, so I was kind of like weirded out by like, huh, how the hell was that? Alright, so... What is the next step? Next step from a Baron. Alright, so for barons who arrive, you need to have a caravan leave when your population is at 20 or more. I need 10k exported wealth. What? It says for a baron I need 10k exported wealth. 100k created wealth. Imported wealth does not count. Okay, I don't know. Alright, where's the next step up from a baron? Counts, I believe. Counts. The position of count is the next step up from baron. Once a player achieves a certain condition, the outpost liaison will announce the elevation to a county, and when the liaison leaves the map, the promotion will become official. In other words, lands must be a barony, and they... Okay, so yeah, what does it require? Arrival conditions. I need 20 population. Well, I've got fucking 200 and something guys, so that doesn't matter. I need 200k created wealth. I've got 1.9 million, so that's fine. I need 20k exported wealth. Okay, so I'm halfway there. So I'm just going to let the engineer create lots and lots of more mechanisms. And because the next trade caravan that arrives is going to be our own guys from the mountain homes. And I'm going to maximize their profit once again. And hopefully that will work. But however, on the other side, there is a bit of a problem, because the Dwarven Caravans always have 10 times more stuff that I want than Elvin Caravan, so... But then again, this was, I believe, the first time I traded, in general, with the new version, I believe. Because the last time we were besieged by goblins and the dwarves didn't arrive. I think. So perhaps you don't even need to specifically maximize their profit. Maybe you just need to trade and it actually counts. Perhaps, I don't know. Okay, so it's a good thing that it works now. We know it works. That's always a good start. so we don't need to worry about finding a very weird solution because it just works now. That's a very satisfying thought, actually. What the hell was that? It started raining. So it was an emotional shock. I thought I saw some purple text somewhere. Right, so good. My exported wealth actually works now. It actually counts my exported wealth. Alright. Here we go. Alright, so that must be all the hot stones. So we can just let the miners dig this out. And then we can turn this into an adamantine stockpile, and then we can start constructing it. Because we will... I need to build a workshop. Where is Magma Forge? Magma Forge, there it is. Magma Forge. We need to put the... This is one of the lava safe blocks, I think. It's a little bit... It has a different grey thing, so... There, Magma Forge. Why is there only a Magma Forge? I thought there were... There were supposed to be other magma things, I thought. Well, whatever. We could build another Magma Forge here. To make the process go twice as fast. There you go. Right, so exported wealth is good. We defeated that Titan. The traders left without a problem. All is good. Right, so any justice perhaps? No, nothing except for those issues in the beginning. It's a bit boring. I mean, justice isn't very fun already. But I could... On the other hand, I kind of wish something would happen, you know? Alright, so build chair. Right, so we're gonna continue working here on this thing here. Let's see how far this is. Alright, both the statues should have been constructed. Statue of rocks, what the hell? Is an item is a rendition of the Good Chambers, an image of two rocks. Two rocks are striking a menacing pose. What? Oh yeah, never mind. These were the statues that I made as a test, yeah. Rocks, by the way, if you don't know what a rock is one of the legendary creatures from Dwarf Fortress. It's basically a giant eagle. Just look it up, Google on Dwarf Fortress rocks, just how you write it there. Rocks only with a C, and you'll find a picture on the wiki. It's pretty funny, actually. But, alright, so we got a statue here of Zephon Nightwebs, the deity of the dawn and twilight, depicted as a male dwarf. He's praying. The image is commissioned by the remarkable Bloody Balls. Yeah. And this is Umer the Passionate, the deity of pregnancy and children, depicted as a male dwarf, and a toy boat. Umer is raising the toy boat. Okay, so Umer the Passionate Youth is birth and stuff. Alright, so which one is the Chapel of Birth? I think this one. Chapel of Birth, yep, okay, so build statue there, and then we want to expand, and then we want Umer, there it is. Umer wants to go there, and then we do another statue of what was this thing called again? Not the statue of two rocks. Yeah, Zephon Nightwebs. There. Bestow the name upon a silver warhammer. Good for you. Rest of Forgotten Beast. Keep checking on it, because you never know when it actually gets towards your fortress. You need to make sure where he is. Okay, well, it kind of looks like he's stuck or doesn't want to move. Oh wow, he's waiting right outside there. He can go over to inside my fortress anytime. Okay, so we have to check on him from time to time. Oh, look at that. They've actually completed that section of the wall, so let's suspend everything on here. Needs architecture. Still waiting for that road. Right, then we got the final piece. This tower is going to be completed now. Only then we need to put a roof over this thing. And then this tower is done. Then the crossbow dwarves can sit in the tower. Oh yeah, we'll also need to fortify, of course, the walls. But after that, we can allow that to be finished. Oh, someone has been possessed. Ooh, what, where? Oh, one of our miners. One of the new miners. Okay, go. Curious to see what you're going to do. Probably the Craftwolf workshop. Oh, then again, doesn't necessarily have to be Craftwolf workshop, because a lot of the miners are also... Oh, you're going to claim that Mason's workshop, aren't you? Or the metalsmith thing. No, he's claimed the Mason's workshop. Okay, it sucks a bit because I kind of... Well, then again, we've already made the statues, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, I was about to say, he could also... yeah, the only thing that Mason's shop was creating was coffins, I believe. The other one's a bit more important because we need a lot more chairs. But yeah, I was about to say, it doesn't have to be Crafter Workshop, it isn't. It's the Mason's Workshop, but that's not even... Yeah, look at there, he's passing the two statues that are going to be placed in the Pantheon. But yeah, a lot of miners usually also have, well, stone crafting abilities, like this guy, but also they have... what's it called? They usually also have some, like, metalsmithing stuff. Right, a lot of people are putting stuff in the... I believe that's the finished goods stockpile. By the looks of it. Or maybe armor, I don't know. Right, so he's grabbed one of those uncut gems that he's going to use in that mysterious construction of his. It's also nice to have them on the on another thing than like Craftwolf Workshop all the time, because that gets quite repetitive very quickly. I do once hope that they will at some point make some artifact weapons and armor. Because, well, I still don't have a champion, and I probably never will, because I cannot find it anywhere on how to get a champion. Well, according to the wiki, a baron or a duke can assign a champion. Oh, he's grabbing some silver bars. So once we get a count, hopefully we can assign someone a champion. But what I used to do in an older version of Dwarf Fortress, where you could just easily get a champion, I would create a separate squad specifically for the champion, and the champion would become the militia captain, and of course he would be the champion at the same time. And I had a lot of artifact armor. Oh wow, just 1 gem and metal bars, and he started on a mysterious construction in Mason's workshop. Very curious to see what he's going to make there. But yeah, I would give the champion all of the artifact armor. So he had like a very expensive helmet, and a very expensive breastplate, very expensive shield, a very expensive sword, I believe he had. And he had like because for some reason all my dwarves made artifacts, and those were all armor pieces. One made an artifact helmet, another one made an artifact breastplate, another one made an artifact shield, which was really awesome actually. And I put all those things together, and then of course I had a huge, like a very expensive artifact armor set, and I gave that all to the champion, and the champion had artifact armor and artifact weapons all the way from top to bottom, and it was pretty cool, because everything was extremely valuable. And of course, he's the champion, so that would, of course, make a little bit more sense that he would have some very expensive and like a little bit out of the order armor. But I'm really, really happy that the Expedited Wealth actually works now. I'm really glad with that. It might be because I actually maximized out their profits. But it might also be because this is the first time that I'm trading with my new version. And in the wiki that I just read it, they said that it was fixed in another version. So perhaps that's the reason as well. Or perhaps that's just the reason, period. Don't know. We will figure it out as we go along. Oh, excuse me. Right, so I want you to make some bone bolts. Alright, so what else can we do here? You can order him to make instruments. Cloth crafts, cloth amulets, pearls. Yeah, pretty funny. Alright, so the mandate of this baron is ended, so we have made those 3 wooden shields. Export of crowns is prohibited, export of cages is prohibited. I'm still very surprised that everything, besides of course the many goblin attacks, has remained relatively calm. I mean, of course we have been attacked countless times by goblins, but that's to be expected because goblin attacks only occur after you survive the first year, and they increase in number and frequency, whatever, with your amount of created wealth. Well, as you can see, I almost have 2 million created wealth. So of course, it's only to be. So if you just think, logically, of course, the goblins are going to try to attack us with bigger armies and a lot of many times. So that's not really. That's not really That doesn't really surprise me at all that the goblins attack me so many times. It's annoying, but it's not surprising. But what does surprise me is I barely had any other troubles, and what I mean with that is I barely have had any thieves, barely any snatchers, barely any vampires, barely any insane goblins that require justice, barely any of that. The only justice I had was way in the beginning. Here you see, I only have 4 pieces of justice where... Yeah, here, and these aren't even... like real justice. And these are my own fault. These are violation of production orders. So the Baron, so someone issued a mandate and they weren't able to fulfill it, and then they blame it on someone. And these weren't actually like murders. It is possible that one of your dwarves is going berserk, or is psychologically not really correct, and he goes starts to murder people. And then you actually have to figure out who the murderer is. You have to put a detective on the case, and they're going to try to figure out who did that. And they're going to, and if it takes too long, they move it to cold case and stuff. It's really cool. Also, you can have vampires. Vampires, they look like dwarves, they act like dwarves. They're basically exactly the same as dwarves, but well, they're vampires. So from time to time, they when a dwarf sleeps, they slip into their room and they sink their teeth in the neck of a dwarf and drain them of all their blood. And usually they try to become the leader of your fortress. They usually easily become mayor and stuff because they're master convincers. Of course, because they're vampires, they have to convince everyone that they're just regular dwarves. They're very good at convincing and persuading. And they very easily move up to some very important spots, like mayor or stuff. So that's really dangerous. But yeah, I've never had any vampires. I've had a couple thieves and snatchers, I believe. Because I remember that there was a snatcher at some point, but I believe he came at the same time as the army. But yeah, I must have picked a very boring area. Not very eventful and not very sinister either. Because it's more sinister, then you can have more vampires show up. And also, we are attacked by... You made a marbles. Alright, how the hell did you create a marble statue out of... How the hell did you create a marble statue out of silver and gems? I don't even know who Besmar Odilesnars is, but we're gonna find that out. But yeah, I must have not picked a very interesting area, because... 44,400 dwarf credits this thing is worth. But yeah, I must have not picked a very eventful area, because it's definitely not like there's barely any savagery, because you can see the level of savagery once you embark. and that will tell you how many times a thief or a snatcher will show up. And also, you can have sinister areas, which means that which increase the chances of vampires showing up. And also, you can also be attacked by, because I've only been attacked by goblins right now, but you can also be attacked by a necromancer, which is basically like an evil wizard, and he brings an entire army of zombies and skeletons, which is really cool. But it's annoying, of course. All sieges are annoying, but it's kind of cool at the same time. Then you're just attacked by a huge army of undead, lots of zombies, lots of skeletons. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Then it's really a vile force of darkness, because it's actually like the undead. Anyway, I'm gonna end the episode here, after I read this. Marble statue of Besmar Oily Snarls. Item is masterfully designed image of Besmar Oily Snarls, the dwarf. And Warri Drapaget, the sable blame of dice. The Sasquatch, okay, in marble, by Herblin. The Sasquatch is striking down Besmar Oily Snarls. I'm just going to call it the Sasquatch because that's easy to pronounce. The artwork relates to the killing of the dwarf Besmar Oily Snarls by the Sasquatch in the Sweet Fortune 190. It is encrusted with Crussian marble, capricorns, and studded with silver. Subject miniatures with spikes of rubicel. Okay, so the decoration of the statue has been made by the... Oh, I guess, yeah, the mason was busy creating a coffin while he was in there. So, I guess he used the marble from that coffin that he was going to construct that statue. That's my guess. But that's a pretty cool statue. I'm going to actually put that statue in the throne room, if I don't forget, with the king. So, if it designates... I don't need to create the entire lounge of the king yet, but I can create his throne room to start off with. And then I'll put that statue in there, in the middle. And then some other like masterful designs. I've got those statues of 2 rocks, and I'm going to put those statues right next to the throne. I'm going to make a golden throne, and I'm going to put those statues right next to it. So imagine a huge golden throne with next to the throne 2 statues, each of which with 2 huge mythical birds on it, just to show how incredibly powerful the Dwarven King is. Because of course the Dwarven King only matters on how incredibly awesome his stuff looks. So yeah, you just because of our lack of gold, we kind of need to impress him with other stuff. I'm actually curious, can we actually make silver stuff? Because we've got a lot of silver. We can only make silver like armor. Can you make silver furniture? Oh yes, you can actually. Silver armor stands, silver... Oh, okay. Well, the king of course prefers gold. So I'm going to make as much golden stuff for him as I can. But it still remains... The point is still that we have a fairly slim amount of gold in our seas. So we're going to have to make do with what we've got. But we can, of course, trade as much gold with the traders as possible. But, yeah. We've got a fuck ton of galena. So, if we don't have enough gold, we can make the rest out of silver. That's just going to be fine, I guess. So we're going to dig this out. I'm going to smooth it out, of course, entirely. And we're going to fill this with lovely statues and golden shit. Because, of course, we want almost the entire palace to be done once I invite the king, because of course I just want everything to be done, then I can already give everything to him, and if he still needs more, then we can just add like extra things. But yeah, we just don't, yeah, just only when it's necessary, basically. Because yeah, that statue garden in front of there is also going to be given to the king. So yeah, basically what this is all going to be, this is going to be the statue garden, specifically for the king. This is going to be the throne room, of course, the most impressive room of his entire palace for the king. This is going to be his dining room. All these little like outskirts are going to be containing statues and armor stands. And this is kind of probably armor stands and weapon racks for there. This is going to be the master bedroom with a huge bed in there, armor stands, cabinets, stuff like that. These are just going to be connector rooms. 2 studies, and I don't really know what I'm going to do with those 2 rooms just yet. Of course, the king also requires a tomb. Well, not specifically a tomb. He requires a, I believe it's called a mausoleum. The level of awesome stuff that he wants. So he requires a mausoleum. But of course, the mausoleum will be added to the graveyard part of the pantheon. Right, so now we can designate smoothing of stone throughout this entire thing. And we remove designation on these sides because that's where the doorway is going to go, so there's no point in smoothing that out. Right, so builds. I'm going to put the statue in. Shut up. Build statue. Oh, yeah, statue, yeah. The statue is going to be right in the middle of the room because it's an. Well, then again, I kind of like want a road towards it. So I'll put the statue in there. Yeah, there it is. This one. Our most beautiful artifact statue. It's going to be pretty pointless. It's going to be pretty sad. The entire room is basically a huge construction pit because nothing is done yet. Everything needs to be smoothed out. We need statues in there. We need armor stands in there. We need weapon racks in there or whatever. We need golden thrones. We need the statues of the rocks. Yeah, we can also put the statue of the rocks in there, by the way. So yeah, that's where the chair is going to go. So the rock statues have to be right next to him. Statue of rocks. And a statue of rocks. There we go. So 2 rock statues, and there between those 2 rock statues is going to be the throne. So yeah, there is a lot of stuff. The entire room is now a huge construction pit, and all I'm doing, and I put the most valuable statue that we've got in there, which is kind of funny and weird at the same time. But yeah, that's going to be for this one. I hope you almost enjoyed the video. In the next episode, we'll be continuing our work here on starting up the building of the throne room for the king. Also, we're going to be working on the Pantheon some more, and also our biggest project is going to be down here. Creating our final piece of defensive wall to keep out the goblins. This is going to be our biggest military project, investment project thing ever. And also, I kind of need to remove this, so I'm planning to make a pumping area down here. And then dig out this lake a bit and pump it in there. But we'll have to see, because I want the road to continue through here, but they seem to have a very big problem with doing that. But the only thing I can guess that is causing that is the water. But yeah, it's going to be easier getting rid of that than just saying it. But yeah, anyway, that's all for later. So if you always enjoyed the video, click the like button underneath if you did. Subscribe to be part of the webinar so you never miss any of my videos. You can do that by clicking the subscribe button on the left of the video or subscribe underneath the video. See you later, moments. Ave.